Hello ladies and gentlemen of the StarCraft Nation, Zoe here from the Starcraftsquad bringing you User Submission Replay Episode 3. Spawning over here as the Red Protoss, and the top left of, this is Antigua Shipyard, yes, is Nemesys. He is our user submitter. He is the guy we'll be watching, try and help improve, and over here is his opponent, the Blue Terran, Many Whelps. Clever. So we're going to be watching Nemesys play. We're going to be submit to him, but we won't be watching the player cam. I'm going to try and point out everything he does wrong. So, here we go. 9 pylon going down. Oops. Sending out his scout to do some work. Nothing really going on over here. Auto boosting some probes. Now, we're only going ×2 right now because there's really nothing going on at the beginning of the game. I mean, he is scouting. He is going this standard path. He's getting his gateway on 12. He still hasn't gotten his gas though. He's currently 14, 115 minerals, still no gas, just now getting his gas, and it just turned 15 food, so the gas was a little bit delayed. Throwing on his second pylon. He's got an SCV in his base, that's fine. Guy's getting in the gas immediately, that's good. Okay, so we scouted, we've realized, oh crap, he's in the last place we could scout. Hopefully he's not walling off so we can get in there. Hopefully he can get there before the Marine is out. Probably too late for that though. And we are walled off. We walk up here. We see the tech lab. We see something being researched. We see no Marine, so that's a good thing. So now we're going to go back to ×1 and we're going to watch it at normal speed. So we're getting a Zealot out. Cyber Core's finished. And we're going to be watching. It took him a good 4 seconds to get that Cybernetics Core researching Warp Gate, so that could be done a little bit quicker. Income tab. 20 out of versus 16. He hasn't not building a probe for a while now, so a good 5 seconds that we noticed of no probe in production. He did lose his scout. There was no reason for him to keep his scout there that long. He should have just left. So now we've lost a probe. So now the probe count is 20 to 17. Chrono Boost is being used to pump out a Zealot and a Sentry. No, don't really need to be doing that. I don't know why you're going so many Zealots. Standard would be Zealot, Stalker, Sentry, or Stalker, Stalker, Sentry, or Zealot, Stalker, Stalker. Not Zealot, Zealot, Sentry. That's just weird, especially since you see the Marauders. I don't know if you noticed, but Zealots don't do that great against Marauders. I know any gateway unit's pretty weak against Marauders, but Zealots especially, they're very slow, and you don't have charge, so getting these Zealots is pretty silly. Throwing down 2 more gateways, so it looks like we're going for like a standard 3-gate expand. I'm not currently building anything. Income tabs 22 to 20, so we're not constantly building probes. Chrono Boost could be used right now. A lot of things we can be Chrono Boosting, so we're going a Robo, 3-gate Robo. Good force fields there. Catching those guys in your base so they couldn't run out. You should have kited that. That was cool. I've never seen the Marauder die like that. Zola got the last hit and cut him in half. And kind of just crumbled to pieces. But you could have kept that Sentry alive. I did like to build a wall. If you do with probes, we'll hold them there. But there was a little bit more you could do to keep right there. You don't want to be losing sentries there. Huge gas investment. Huge, huge, huge. Income tab, 25 to 21. Chrono Boost, you're actually Chrono Boosting probes now. And you're sending out another scout to see what's going on. If you would have kept that first one alive, you could just send them over from the Zelmaga Tower. So it's all about keeping everything alive. You'll be amazed at what one unit can do when you keep it alive, and you do that with 5 different units. So you scout up here, you see double bunker, you still see that there's pure Marauder production here. Marines are useful for some things. He's not going to be able to kill an observer, so you're going to be able to send this observer over here and do quite well. Mortals do great against Marauders, so I'm glad you're building these Immortals. Right now you're only going Zealot Sentry, though. Like you to put Stalkers in there. They are pretty good units, especially when he starts getting drops. Looks like you're about to expand, so 3-gate Robo, which is, that is not an expand build. 2-gate Robo is an expand build. 3-gate Robo is a, pressure all-in type build that you do. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean 3-gate Robo should be all-in every single time you do it, but for the most part it needs to be, and since he's doing a really bad fast expand, you could probably have broken it if you're macroing properly. I'm going to pause the recording real quick, because it's getting lagged, so give me a second, be right back. Okay, continuing from where we left off, like sometimes my fraps just starts lagging and drops like to 10 FPS, so I just stop recording for 10 seconds and it comes back. So anyway, we have plenty of Zealots here. We have 2 Sentries and 1 Immortal, so this unit composition is really weird. Income tab shows 31 to 24, so you're staying ahead. Good, that's good. Not really building anything out of here. If you have a building, guys, you need to be producing out of it constantly. Try getting a warp prism just to do some harassment with it. Do a couple of mortal drops. I mean, do anything. Like, there's no reason to just be sitting around. You scout up here, you see that there's Marauders, Marines. Really like you to browse over here, see how many gases he's got, see what kind of gases he's got right there. But you're just going to sit right here, that's fine. You see that he's going to heavy bioplay. So Robotics PvT is a really good choice here. You are getting this warp prism. Like I said, you could have had it a lot sooner. Income tab shows 34 to 26. You have both Nexus keybound, good job. Chrono Boost building up on this one, could be Chrono Boosting anything here. Still only going Zealot Sentry, guys. You need to get the whatever. Why are you sending your sentries up here like this? I'm gonna pause. This right here has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen any player do. What if he had a drop someplace coming, he dropped right here, didn't want you to see? What if somehow you weren't watching, because you're watching, you're an observer, he's moved out, he's right out here. Look how exposed these 4 sentries are. Now I know, we all know that from what we tell here, he's in his base still. But what if you weren't watching this observer, he moves out? You have these sentries right here. They're dead. What if he had a drop right here? They're dead. What if he just had some little containment group, control group of Marauders right here, just to do a little bit of scouting and pressure? These sentries are dead. Why would you put your sentries all the way up here by themselves? This has got to be the most hideous thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry if this is really rude and blunt, but why? That is no. I am very disappointed in you right now, Nemesys. These 4 sentries you're asking to get killed right now with having these 4 sentries right here just running around with them out in the open by themselves. This is just, I'm disgusted. So he knows you're doing some warp prism drop here. Don't ever send your you need to change your rally point. Should have had the rally point for this set over here. It's A, faster, and B, you wouldn't have been seen. Income tabs 41 to 30, so you're staying ahead on harvesters. That's good. Have guys in all 3 gases. Start just not getting thermal lance. First Colossus on the way. Observer scouting. Now you see that he is setting units throughout his base, so he knows that you're probably be coming with a warp prism drop soon. You do scout right now that he's just now getting his double gas here. You took a horrible path here to drop these zealots. You're dropping them, and they're pretty much getting killed. Almost like you have the threat of death instantly. This is the good thing about Marines, guys. When stuff like this happens, I have no clue what you're trying to do with these little drops. So you probably should go home. I like getting the warp speed graviton drive. It's very, very awesome. It doesn't look like you're very experienced with the warp prism play, but I want to encourage you to test it out. Just try getting the warp prism upgrade and just see how awesome it is. Food count 92 to 76. You are supply blocked right now. Remember, constantly looking at your food count, making sure you know we're getting near supplied. Here comes another drop. Like I said, you really want to get that speed upgrade. You just test it out once and you'll fall in love with it. It is just the fastest little... Speeds, warp prisms are so amazing. He does know you're trying to do something here. You gotta be very careful with that. And he's got a bunch of Marines right here, so you need to be very careful. Don't run through that. That's very scary. If he was paying attention and had stim ready, he does almost get it with a late stim, so if he was paying attention, he definitely could have killed that. And that would have been 600 minerals you threw away, which could have been easily an expansion or several other useful things. So be very careful with your warp prisms here. I'm still pumping out Colossus. Right now, you're still not getting many Stalkers, guys. You know what's really good? I got killing medevac Stalkers. Get a couple more of those. I like the Zealot count, though. This would be a good time if you're going to stay on 2 base for this long. They're on a Twilight Council, start getting charged. Looks like you're about to expand, though. That's good. Probably should have expanded a little bit closer. Need to throw down more gateways, get another tech tree. Currently sitting on 700 minerals, 800 gas. You're kind of running around with this warp prism. You need to just kind of ditch this for now. Go back home. Or just like keep trying from different angles. But right now your control is just you're on the verge of losing this drop, and that would not be good. Finally throwing down more gateways here. Want to see a Twilight Council or a Forge. We need to start getting those upgrades out. So definitely need a Forge way quicker than this. Twilight Council, this is a good timing for that. You don't have to go... oh, Now you're about to lose your Warp Prism. This is why the Warp Prism speed upgrade is really good. You do get one Zealot in the main here. You do scout that he's starting to get Vikings. Though having that Twilight Council before then now would have been a great time. You could start getting Templars. But you still don't even have the Twilight Council yet. You're getting double Forge right now. But this Forge placement is pretty bad. Let me show you. If I was this Terran, I would take my units, put them in a medevac, drop them right here. Oh look, one pylon powering your forges. You could easily lose those forges. So the forge placement could be a little bit better there. 2 gateways not warped in yet. They've been done for a while now. Still no Twilight Council. You need to get that a lot sooner. The best way to play Protoss, guys, is be flexible. You don't just go Zealot, Stalker, Sentry with Colossus. You go Zealot, Stalker, Sentry, some Colossus, some High Templar, and you have Charge. You be flexible. You have everything. That doesn't mean Zoe says go everything off of one. See, now this is a huge thing you just scouted with that observer. What does this shit tell you? Well, I guess if I saw that, and that was my league, having all his units right here would have screamed huge drop incoming, but I guess he put his units there just to go back home. Looks like you researched observer speed. Did you do that? Yes, you did get observer speed, and now you're getting the Warp Prism speed. Looks like you're pushing forward here, getting ready to take out that third. Need to be very careful, though. Food count is 155 to 143. Be very careful, though. Lots of... What's this guy doing? Oh, my. This is a pretty scary force for you to be engaging in. If you look at his upgrades, he is 0-0, so you are doing pretty well on the upgrades. Right now, your Chrono Boost is stacking up on each of your Nexus. You need to be Chrono Boosting out more gateways. You need to be Chrono Boosting out... You have no proxy pylon, so you need to be doing that. It's very silly not having a proxy pylon. Here comes the Vikings. Your Stalker count is okay. I think that's good enough, I guess. Could have been a little bit better, though. You have so many Zealots, but you don't have Charge. You're just now getting your Twilight Council at the 17-minute mark. This is really, 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 really late. Like I said, you need to be a little bit more flexible. This is a terrible spot for the Twilight Council. Don't put important structures along the edge behind the mineral line right here. That's just targeted, like, that just screams, LOL, own me with a drop. You need to be very careful of that. You just warped in a lot more sentries. So you wanted to get your sentries out as quick as possible, so now they would have had full energy by now. Food count is 185 to 190, so you're maxing out pretty quickly, which is good and which is bad. You don't have High Templar. He doesn't have Ghost. You need the High Templar. You have this Observer of the Army. You see what kind of... Oh, you see the Ghost now, so he does have Ghost. So you need to be very, very careful of that. Right now is the best time. You want to start spreading out your units. Spreading out your units. Here you go. Good job. Spreading out them units. You need to get the Zealots in the front, Stalkers in the front. Twilight Council's finished. Should have had Charge so long ago. You don't have Charge, though. You need Charge. You need to spread these units a little bit better. Look at all these Zealots clumped up. Look at the Zealots in the back. You need to get your sentry spread out more to the front. You need to be ready to do some force fields. A little bit better spread here. Colossus need to be spread a little bit better. We only have 4 Colossus right now, and you don't have any High Templar. 4 High Colossus is a good number. If you also had High Templar and Archons with the army, but you don't. Upgrades 2-2 is on the way. You're not researching Charge. Why aren't you researching Charge? You've had such a huge supply lead. You've been up 40. You could have killed them by now if you had Charge. You have +1/+1. He has +2/+2. So he's keeping up with you on upgrades. That's when you need to start focusing your Chrono Boost on all this. You're throwing down more gateways, and that would be an excellent time to take a fourth. There's so much more you could be doing right now. This army is not that scary. He's only 1-1. But the problem is you don't have Charge. You should have had Charge a long time ago. Our problem is you don't have High Templar. You should have had High Templar a long time ago. Look at how many gateways you're throwing down. That's excellent. You're sitting on so many minerals right now, so you could be able to reinforce instantly. But you don't have High Templar. You don't have anything that would be really useful for this unit composition right now. You've been capped, and right now, like, what are you waiting for? I mean, you should have had Charge a long time ago. You should have had +2/+2 a long time ago. And right now, the 40 food supply lead you had is now down to an 8 food supply lead. And what has changed? You've got nothing. He's changed nothing, but his army's gotten bigger. So in this time, you could have had a much... Like, you could have ended the game. You could have done a push that did a lot of damage. You could have done something. You also could have had Charge and +2 a long time ago, so you could have done an attack at, like, maybe the 170 food mark for him. You could have had High Templar. All it takes is one storm landing on a bio army, and they're dead. All it takes is a couple well-placed EMPs, and they're dead. Like, this guy, we can obviously tell he's not that good. He hasn't dropped you once. He's probably not... finally got that observer, but he's probably not going to get an EMP off on all your High Templar if you tried getting them off on him. So right now, Storm has finished. We're getting Blink, +2/+2 is finished. We need to get that +3, +3/+3, get him quickly. Come on, come on, come on. Research, research, research. No, you have so many minerals and gas. You're finally taking that 4th, getting some pylons down here, hopefully building some cannons. High Templar just now getting started. We're at the 21-minute mark. We haven't had a single engagement in this entire game. +3/+3 is finally started. Are they being chrono boosted? Yes. You scouted down here that they're coming for your main base. Where are you going? Go down here. Go down here. You probably want to cancel this Nexus. That would be wise. But now you've got him cornered. You know you can kill him. Marines in the way. You have so many units. You don't have a single proxy pylon though. Your Zealots are getting attacked on the stopper. Blink your Stalkers back quickly. Oh no. You did not blink your Stalkers back. You right-clicked them back. Your whole Zealots got crushed. Your Stalkers are getting crushed. Your Colossus are getting crushed. You let him land all those EMPs on your sentry without getting almost any force fields down. You didn't get a Guardian shield up. All that happened was you got owned because of poor unit control. That's what happened. You just got demolished when you've been ahead the entire game. You've been ahead the entire game. And now he's got the scary death ball. He's still got ghosts left. Let's go to everyone vision. He's still got a pretty beastly force here left. Back to your vision. You're in threat of losing this. You've warped in some High Templar, but you're building a bunch of Archons right here. You're killing a bunch of you're building those kind of, I guess you trapped yourself in. So your gateways are doing a great job right now, but you morphed all your High Templar into Archons now, so now you just have Zealot Archon. What's this going to do for you? Like, I understand Zealots are great, Archons are great, but where are the High Templar for the Storm? You need the Storm, you need the feedbacks. Right now you're about to lose your 3rd, about to lose all these probes. You should have gotten them out of there a lot sooner than this. Here comes your A-click. No Storm, though. You would have had enough for Storms by now. Look at that. He hasn't landed a single EMP on you, and you're destroying these High Templar. Just now getting EMPs. You could have feedbacked all of those ghosts before they landed a single EMP on these Archons. You could have done so much more damage to this push. You could have kept all of your Archons at full shield, so like almost none of them would be dead. You wouldn't have lost any. So poor unit composition. 3-3 is almost finished. You're warping in a bunch more Zealots again. You have 2 Colossus now. This is what I'm talking about being flexible. You have Colossus, you have Archons, you have Zealots, but you don't have the High Templar. Where are the High Templar? Warp Prism right now? Why did you get that Warp Prism shield? You're not using it. You should have been dropping in Zealots this entire time. 4 Zealots. That's all I would have taken in that mineral line, and you would have won the game. So here comes your second push. You got all these Zealots, you got all these Archons. Where are the High Templar, though? You know what? Destroy High Templar. Or no, what destroys this army? Ghost. You know what just doesn't destroy this army? Good High Templar control. This guy is bad. We've already figured this out. That guy is terrible. Pausing again because the lag's hit. Sorry. Okay, looks like the lag is not going down at all. So we get to watch it at 10 FPS for the rest of the game because my computer is dying on me. There's nothing I can do about that. So here comes the EMPs hitting your Archons. Your Zealots are spread out all over the place. This is just really, really bad. You need to have your Zealots down here as well, helping you fight. Killing these SCVs aren't really what's going to win you the game at this point. But it doesn't really look like it's going to matter. This guy is just really bad. Food count's 161 to 90. So it looks like you're still going to win. And many whoops has left the game. So you still won. But there was a lot of things you could have done differently, for sure. You're just now getting Storm. 3-3 should have been finished a long time ago. You do have it done. I'm not saying you don't, but you should have had it a lot sooner. I mean, there's so much more you could have done with this game. I pretty much pointed it all out. So thank you for submitting Nemesys. I know I'm harsh, but I hope you learned. That's the best way I teach, though. So you knew what you're signing up going for into it. Make sure you guys subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Starcraftsquad. The FPS is just now going back to normal, so that's just great. And, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, check out my clan, pms.com. I'm part of the H2O division. And, yeah, that's it. Submit these, if you want to be part of the series, submit me your replay at starcraftsquad@gmail.com. Talk about what the game is about. And maybe I'll just do it for you too. See you guys in the next video.